This is Journey Through Miro, and my name is Nullamore, which means unlovable. And these are my boys. Say hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
Konnichiwa.
Yo.
And before we get into the recap of this session, we are going to start somewhere that is equally far away and also very close to where the players are right now. We are going to start on a mountaintop where all around are just mountains of varying sizes for miles and miles, and the shallows and hills and valleys are covered in a dense fog. The taller mountains have snow caps, and all are covered in pines and spruce trees. And Balgroth stands there, looking out over this expanse that goes far, far beyond his sight in every direction. And when you look down to your feet, you find that you are not standing on anything. You are hovering high above a deep canyon with craggy and jagged cliffs that dissolve into a very thick darkness below you. Above you is a similar darkness, which encapsulates the whole of the heavens, and instead of small points of stars, light streaks through the void in a form of stagnant lines, crossing over one another in a dizzying pattern that creates a worse vertigo than when you looked down. And you speak out and find your voice echoing with no answer quite at first.
Hello? Can anyone hear
Hello?
me?
Hello. Can anyone hear me? Hear me? Hear me?
What's going on?
No. Oh.
Where am I?
Where am I?
And as your voice echoes out and dissolves into the mountains, you hear a shake in the earth as a response. Coming from below, within the canyon, you hear the deep rumble of shifting earth, along with clatters of falling boulders. And from the fog of darkness beneath you, a set of claws dig into the stone face and pull up with them arms of very shaggy, brown-colored mixed with green kind of fur. And the pointed face of a badger climbs forward on a vulpine-type body, ending with a winding tail of a feline and the birds of a dove. The color of the fur shifts between the browns and the greens and the grays, like a time lapse of leaves turning color in fall and winter. And as it grows closer, you see the small points of beady eyes as they become level with your head. And a jaw is quite sharp and set, slowly opens to reveal teeth that spiral down into the back of its throat. All teeth are jagged, pointy, the teeth of a pure predator. And from the still gullet, you hear a voice that flows like an earthquake through your mind. An unfortunate death has befallen you, my child. A death of circumstance, accidental and tragic. But a death all the same. You did. Your soul has been untethered, but your body remains woven in place. This creates an opportunity of which I distance myself from often. A soul needs a tether, and a tether can be made. So I ask you, my child, do you wish to return to a cursed body.
Balgroth looks down, considering everything that he's been through and considering all of that has led up to this moment. He grips his, I guess, non-existent fists anymore. And he looks up into the face of the Tylurian and says, "My wife and my children, my unborn child, are still not at rest. Death can have me when it earns me. I will return."
The mouth kind of doesn't completely close, but pulsates as breath kind of formulates from the body now. So is said, so shall be. Preparations are in effect as you suspend time here. You shall be forever changed, my child, your soul tethered to the plane of life, unable to reform back into the grand web. Your body will deteriorate, but your soul shall remain. Before you are sent back to life's domain, I offer condolences in the form of a hard-begotten gift. And the mouth comes to a close, all the teeth disappearing within the fur, as the head slightly turns very slowly and out of the way of what stands at the edge of the canyon you are floating over. And you see a very heart-wrenching familiar form wave at you in gowns of woven gold with a capelet of mossy fur. And she smiles to you, and the connection between your souls grows tight to ground the truth in this encounter. The Tellurian speaks into your head once more. Her soul is set to return to the grand web soon, but I have kept to myself for so long, I am owed some leeway. Settle your farewells. And the Tellurian, not really turning around, but just lowering itself back into the mist of the canyon below, as you find a sort of steady step to move towards.
He starts to find a step, and the step gets quicker from a slow step to a quick pace to a sprint. And he runs and he tackles his wife, embracing her in his arms, and kisses her softly and lovingly as tears begin to fall from his eyes. "I missed you. I loved you. I still love you. I wish for all my heart that I could stay. But not yet. One day, I swear, I will return to this place. But you must be avenged. That I swore on your grave, and that I swear to you now. Only be with me, and we shall be together forever."
And as you speak to your wife, she smiles at you and holds your face close, as if forcing herself to memorize every centimeter of your face and how it has changed, only slightly, but has still changed since the last time she saw you. And as Balgroth settles with his farewells and speaks, we go back to Isaiah and Yip Yap in the hotel room, and either one of them can give a recap of last episode. Yes, I see your drawing, Stephen.
So basically,
last time we. Oh, shoot. Hang on. Okay. Did you? Okay, you were muting me, right? Okay, because I got reversed at one point and then I was very lost. All right. So we were at the docks and we found the Cyclops and we sold him the goods. And then we realized that we figured out the Par was still in the city and it infiltrated the royal family. So we were getting ready to, go meet the royal family, and we had some time to kill. And I think Yip Yap was taking a nap or something, and Isaiah may have Shadow Wizard Money Ganged a little bit too close to the sun, and tragically, Balgroth met with a terrible accident. And I think that's about where we find ourselves today. But you know what I said? We do love casting spells. So
If you have watched on as a sea creature, like ate Balgroth or something?
No, his face melted. His head melted.
His face melted, most of his skin fell off of his body. You're muted, darling.
He's just skin now. What happened was the smoke burned through his face, creating a circle, and then dissolved everything inside of him that was not skin. So his kind of body is just flat on the ground like a rumpled carpet right now.
It's a Balgroth. It's no bones day.
Anyway, so that is inspiration for Dale. And Yip
I'm
Yap
gonna need it
at the moment.
I was there. I was watching.
You were what? No, you were asleep.
I thought you were asleep.
I don't remember Yip Yap being asleep.
You fell asleep in Isaiah's room, and he was like, "Hey, Balgroth, help me with this spell I know nothing about."
Right. Oh, right. The whole
book.
flesh golem thing. I thought we were still at the docks.
Skin golem.
Nope.
Skin golem.
I feel like I read that whole book and didn't see anything that said, like, make sure no one's standing around or they'll die. But
hey,
granted, that could be in the fine print.
And you saw that a bunch of pages had been torn out.
See, this is what happens when you skip the prologue.
This is what happens when he skips you.
This is what happens when you look at the table of contents and you figure out that most of the pages that were supposed to be in the chapter are not there in the chapter anymore. You just think, I think it'll be fine.
Listen. They had a series of chapters called "Don't Do This," "No, Seriously," and finally, "Lest You're Unconvinced, Here's Explicitly Why This Is a Bad Idea." Those were missing. Clearly not important.
Well, there was a warning at the start of the book that was just like dangerous magic or dark magic.
Well, of course, it's dangerous magic, but it didn't say like don't have friends or assistants nearby.
Hey, Harry, I've got Salazar Slytherin spellbook. Let's try it out.
So we go to Isaiah, who I can only imagine is slightly, maybe not horrified, I don't know, of what he has done. And you're sleeping soundly in the corner of the room, unawares as the moment. And the deflated skin of Balgroth lays still on the hotel room floor. And the haunting book, of which Isaiah had read the spell from, closes itself with the decrescendo of a hiss. And the hole left behind by the smoke where his face had once occupied is still leaking what is left behind of his blood and other viscera. And then it twitches. First a finger, then a twist of its head. Finally, it's sliding onto its limbs, pushing up to its feet, and sort of straightening very suddenly, like a piece of cardstock springing back into shape. And the moonbeams shine in from the window, illuminating the form of the drooping, standing skin. And the body turns towards Isaiah, gently swaying in place, and makes no further movement.
Oh no!
Oh,
That's all you have to say.
That's all you got? Oh no!
Oh
You know-
no!
Oh no, big
Oh
boy!
no! It all went wrong. We're gonna cast a spell today, and nothing can go wrong.
He just slowly
Oh
puts
no,
on
it
the
all
Willy
went
Wonka
wrong.
top hat and goes, "No,
All right.
stop,
So-
don't."
He's gonna like look at Yip Yap sleeping, look at Fossil, look at this skin. Shoot. Ah. Oh no! All right. Does it smell bad?
surprisingly, no, it doesn't smell like a sickeningly sweet, decaying carcass.
But this is like still gross to look at, right?
Yeah, no. Like, the flesh, there's nothing supporting the skin. So it's all kind of, with it standing especially, it's all kind of folding over itself.
Oh, this Sonic EXE looking thing. All right.
Hey, Yip Yap,
Uh,
you and Fossey will
Can-
make a perception check. Yip Yap. See if you guys wake up.
See if I heard all that dance magic dance.
Go, Gadget, go!
Ooh.
I tried to get it right.
Nah, that boy
Oh,
still
well,
sleep.
Yip Yap doesn't. Does Fossil?
Nah, he sleep.
Oh my god.
The,
That's
the
so perfect.
familiar is traumatized.
So Fossil just opens his eyes, goes, "Ah!" and like starts pitter pattering, starts keyboard catting on Yip Yap's horns, kind of rocking his head side to side. He goes, "Ah!"
Hey, Italian man, what are you? Ah!
What? It's just a Krabby Patty. Oh my!
Oh my goodness!
So yes, Yip Yap, you are suddenly awakened to find you can barely tell it's Balgroth immediately. At first it looks like a shadow has come to life and is standing in front of Isaiah. But as your eyes adjust to being awake, you notice the clothes and the charm and this color of the skin and the hair. And you are looking at just the suspended flesh of your father figure.
Can you understand me?
Yeah. What happened?
Not you, not you, Yip Yap. I turn back. Can you understand me?
It nods to you very slowly.
Are you still Balgroth?
It makes no movement.
What happened?
Are you bound to serve?
It slowly nods its head again.
Hmm.
What?
Through the distressing cries of Yip Yap, you two, and Fossil, so you three hear a sort of clunk and shifting as Gary kind of rolls in place from where he is on the nightstand. Hey, why are you guys making so... Oh my god! And he kind of, using the force of his own yell, falls off the side of the nightstand and just kind of rolls under the bed. What happens?
He's reminding me now of what's his name, Max from the Buzz Lightyear cartoon.
Max. Which one's Max?
The robot guy. That's probably not
XR?
his actual name.
Yeah,
XR.
XR.
Yeah, okay.
XR.
Yes, where he like hops around as the head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly,
I'm so glad we all remember that reference.
oh yeah. Yeah, that's classic. I'm not exactly sure what, but something happened to Balgroth.
What
You happened to me.
Is it, yo, man? Is that what you meant when you said you were gonna give me a body?
That is
Man,
most
I didn't know
certainly
that.
not what I meant. Not at all.
I was having a dream about Balgroth going out to get some milk, and now
Oh, I got the milk, all right.
Uh, let's see.
you're looking more like pizza, my guy.
I tell you what, I love
I
reading
mean-
the Flat Stanley stories, but this is just ridiculous.
Cortez, what do you see when you look at him? Is this thing is it alive, dead? What is this?
So the skull kind of slowly rolls back out and kind of sits itself upright. I see an abomination of nature, man. I mean, it's alive, but not by much.
I guess I could try to dispel it. I doubt that would reverse what happened.
I shall call him.
You know, this
the
isn't
freak of
this isn't
nature.
exactly what I wanted, but I mean, if I'm gonna have a body, it'd be kind of cool to. It's there, right?
I guess. I don't know. Do you think you could control it?
But I didn't know that I could roll 2 days ago, so I guess I'll just go with stride.
All right. I'm gonna, for research purposes, take him and sort of just like try to put him on top of this thing.
So
He falls
Yep,
into
yep,
the skin.
you're just watching, just kind of like putting Gary into the wet socket that takes up Balgroth's head. And at first, the skull kind of rolls back with nothing holding it up. And then it seems to steady itself and slowly form into place as the seams of the skin move around the skull to form to it.
Oh,
And
Oh,
there's kind of like a glow emanating from Gary's eye sockets. He tilts the head up and chuckles, and then looks down at the hands, at this stolen skin that has been given to him. And then that glow kind of sparks for a second, like a soft ignition. um, and a sort of green light settles into like a pulsing, almost like a heartbeat type of rhythm, glowing. And they shrink into pinpoints that start to look around like actual pupils. And Balgroth, you said your goodbyes. You weren't just stolen away. To you, this seemed like a lifetime was spent with your wife. And you blink and you see the hotel room and you see Isaiah in front of you. And Isaiah and Yip Yap, you see as the once deflated skin inflates somehow, returning to the height and musculature that Balgroth had before his face got eaten.
Balgroth breathes in and then sighs.
How do you like it, Cortez?
Balgroth, in the back of your head, you hear, this is kind of cool, actually. Is this what you see? There's so many colors, dude.
The green lights that are supposed to be his eyes widen. And then in the back of Balgroth's mind, he hears, "Oh no." Cortez?
Yeah, what's up, man? Good to have you back. I didn't know that would do anything. I thought I was just gonna get a body, but now we're buddies. We're like roommates, dude.
This is the worst day of my life.
Is he saying this out loud or just in his head?
Yes, he's saying this out loud.
I think Cortez kind of forgot who he was. This is normal. This is normal. Yip Yap is just rocking back and forth, clutching his knees. This is normal. This is normal.
He looks to Yip Yap. Yip Yap, it's me. It's
I know,
Balgroth.
Gary. Ah!
No.
Your voice has
No.
changed. I wonder if he took over the nervous system.
No. It's me. It's Balgroth.
I resurrected you. Amazing! It's a miracle of magic and science.
Hey.
Balgroth, we're so glad to have you back. Does he look like Balgroth now, or is he still have like a skull?
It's Balgroth up until the face, which is just a skull.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So I can't literally make any facial expressions anymore. I mean, aside from like the ones you could typically make with a skull.
Your
You can make
skeleton.
this in a stop motion sort of direction and say you can make limited facial expressions.
Sure.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
also you can roll your eyes technically.
Right. And Balgroth's eyes narrow to Isaiah. Resurrected me? You killed me!
Yeah.
You what?
And he begins to take a step forward to Isaiah.
I apologize. I didn't know that would happen.
Yeah, neither did I. And you know what happened?
Well, then really we're both the victims here. I was going to have to live with that for the rest of my life.
We? I have no afterlife anymore.
What? I killed your afterlife?
No, I came back because I decided to continue to have vengeance for my wife and my unborn child. I spent thousands of years, well, what felt like thousands of beautiful, wonderful years with my wife. And I chose to leave that behind because I needed to keep my oath and help you two.
You left your wife so that you could avenge your wife and never see her again?
I don't know what's going to happen when I get back, if I get back.
You just said you had no
But I
afterlife.
I don't know. It's been a mystery to me this entire time.
Interesting.
But the only reason I even have to go through this is because of you.
Yip Yap just approaches with the Dragonborn mask and just kind of slowly lifts it up to you.
The eyes narrow to the mask. He grabs it, puts it in, rolls his eyes, and goes right back to Isaiah.
Balgroth, if there's anything I can do to make it right, I will.
You will dedicate the rest of your life to my mission. Until it is done, you and I are never finished. Understood?
I'm sort of just paying attention, but also looking at him and figuring out how this even works. When I cast Detect Magic, what do? I see anything?
You see, at first, it's like the remnants of the first spell, of the spell you cast with the necromancy magic, as a dark sort of aura around him. And that dark black aura is slowly overcome with a greenish blue aura of divination magic.
Interesting.
Also,
Well, Balgroth,
you go ahead.
you got it.
All right. Okay. Balgroth, as you are sort of arguing with Isaiah, you don't have a throat anymore, but you're choking on something. And as you kind of like, it doesn't hurt. You just can tell that there's something blocking your voice. And as you kind of hack and cough a little bit, into your hand, out of your mouth, comes a very large, about the size of your thumb, a pointed tooth falls out from the void that was your throat. And when you look at this tooth, it has very small engravings upon it, not necessarily pictures, more ruins that you almost recognize, but something in the back of your mind just can't exactly wrap your head around what you're looking at. But you have this feeling, an instinct that if this breaks or vanishes, you're gone for good, into nothing. No afterlife, no heaven, no hell, no purgatory. Your consciousness will just be stuck with yourself. And in your head, you're thinking possibly with Gary too. You don't understand how this works yet.
He grasps it closely in his hand and thinks about the safest place to put this thing.
Balgroth, is that? Yeah, this is a big tooth, right?
It's about the size of someone's thumb, and it's kind of pointed. It kind of looks like a shark tooth.
Well, okay, but it's not like clearly not his tooth.
No.
Wait, did we
Balgroth,
watch
is
him
that-
pull it out of his throat?
He coughs it out.
Are those
Okay.
runes? Is that some sort of phylactery or focus?
Looks like a tooth to me.
Sneaky tooth. You're back for 1 minute, and already you're insufferable. Listen, I'll help you with your case of not so petty revenge, but if that's something important, you need to protect it.
Indeed. So what are you going to do about it? And he thrusts it into Isaiah's chest.
Do I sense any magic on it?
What magic would this be? Okay, I don't know exactly what school of magic this would be in,
That's
but when you use detect magic, you look down at the tooth, and it has that same greenish blue aura that Balgroth is emanating with. And as you look between the two, you see that there is a very thin string of light that connects the tooth wrapping around it to the center of Balgroth's chest, where his heart would be.
Interesting. If I cast Identify on it, will that give me anything? Also, if I just know in general about phylacteries or anything, I can roll Arcana if that's helpful.
Along with the Identify, roll a Arcana check. Okay, yeah, all right. So, as you sort of piece together what you're looking at, you did a small study on this. This was a very interesting subject. It's not common. There are very few records of this. But sometimes, when a soul is ripped away from the natural cycle of things, it has to be connected to something in order to not disappear forever. Sometimes that something is a physical object that tethers them to whatever realm they are staying in. And if that tether were to break, then that soul is no more and will not go into the afterlife of any way.
Balgroth, this is your soul's tether. If this breaks, you'll definitely not get an afterlife.
Necromancy.
Now, the question remains, how will you die? But I suspect once your mission's complete, that may help. Huh. Well, I'm certainly willing to keep this safe. I cast shatter on it. No, I don't. I
Good night,
don't.
everybody.
I'm just sick of playing D&D with you, Jerry. No, I want to see your vengeful character come after me.
I will haunt your dreams.
I will cast Mistel's magic aura on it just so that nothing will see this and think anything of it. Balgroth, would you like me to hold on to this, or would you like to have it on your person?
I'm usually the one out in the line of fire, so it could easily be broken. You keep it.
Very well. I'm going to I'm going to take it and I'm going to carve out a little portion of my spell book and embed it in there.
Yip Yip
On the inside.
Yip Yip is gonna take a long, loud drink from his flask.
Yip Yip, how do you feel about all this?
He just takes another long, loud drink from his flask.
Balgroth looks at Yip Yap with beady green eyes, like stares straight into his soul.
With that, we're gonna take a break.
Doon 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 doon.
I'll
Okay.
be around
You know, I wasn't planning on drinking tonight. I'll have one beer now, I think.
That's how it
Need a
starts.
drink after that.
That's how it starts.
This is the character bleed.
Now, so I guess you're kind of a pretty metal character now, then, aren't you?
Ugh, metal, sure, yeah. You're literally a walking skull. If that's the case, then our quote unquote stealth mission that we were planning is completely out the window.
You mean of going into like the castle and introducing you and stuff?
Uh-huh.
I wonder if I can merge. I have some bigger bones. I wonder if I could merge those with you at all.
Oh gosh.
Think about becoming a giant
That
Balgroth.
wouldn't be anymore.
Think about the power you'd have as a large creature, though.
I don't know. I mean, like, that wouldn't make me nimble anymore. Because I mean, ooh, like once I continue to level up my my Paladin of Vengeance, I get Shadow Step. So
Nice.
like, imagine like appearing behind you in a shadow of smoke, a giant, large half orc.
What with a skull?
Giant, large half orc. Bro, I'm literally a green version of Skeletor.
Yeah, ooh, yes. Or the Red Skull.
Now I'm gonna have to now I'm gonna have to bring out my Skeletor voice. He-Man.
Well, the Skeletor. Well, he used to be jacked. Did he just? Yeah. Is he still jacked, or does he have like bones showing now?
He's still technically jacked.
Okay.
He's
Like,
more
you
detailed.
see, like He-Man, Masters of the Universe. He's jacked, and then when he gets the power of Grayskull, dude is freaking awesome.
I like it.
Oh.
So-
If you mix the dark brew Modelo with Dr. Pepper, it has a very unique flavor.
Nerd.
I believe.
Okay.
I wonder if this counts as a buff for Balgroth.
No, it's the exact same. I'd ask though, if you add multiple things and turn me into a large creature, does that add more to my strength and AC? Because that would be fun.
Yeah, I wonder. Wonder if I can mess with this at all.
Ask about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll see what Null says. Maybe maybe I can get Command Undead and just enthrall you.
Oh gosh.
And then switch to Necromancy Wizard, and then you'll get bonuses to your attacks.
Yeah, but then I'll have to do everything you say.
Oh, I'd be a
I'd be a kind god.
I was gonna say master, but yeah, sure.
Yo!
But I didn't, exactly, that's why I didn't say it.
stays up there because he too is terrified of what he's created.
Nice Spy Kids reference.
The Tellurian's like, yeah, I normally don't mess with you people, but this is just egregious. So
It's like, I hate this. I hate this so much.
I don't know. I don't think the Tellurian cares about Yip Yap.
now
Yip Yap
think about it. First of all, how undying is Balgroth's rage that he's with his wife and kid for like 1,000 years and is like, I'm gonna go right back and be mad.
You're
Whereas-
our guy.
Yep.
Whereas Isaiah's there
Yep.
and he's just like, I just melted my friend. Oh my gosh, he's back. And he's mad. He's saying I,
mean,
didn't
like,
resurrect him.
Bro, you're literally talking to the guy whose favorite episode of Doctor Who is where the Doctor spends billions upon billions of years breaking through an unbreakable material just to save his companion, who's already dead, to resurrect her.
Fair.
And he also spent thousands and thousands of years with his wife before she died, and then when she died, spent 1,000 years in mourning.
So, is there an explanation for why regenerations got more violent with the reboot of the series?
No, it's just because, mainly it's because Russell T Davies likes the shiny boom boom exploding
Right.
boom boom, but there's no actual reason.
He also
like-
doesn't like bad guys in wheelchairs now.
Actually, didn't he
Yeah,
literally? Didn't Doctor Who literally use his regeneration as a weapon?
Yes,
Was that like
Yeah.
Matt Smith's regeneration?
in his final, before the new regeneration cycle. No, it was in the first expression of the new regeneration cycle. He uses regeneration energy, his Artron energy, to destroy the Dalek ship, the Dalek mothership. So, yeah.
No, I have a magic question for you. Am I able to graft the large bones I have into Balgroth's new flesh body to make him bigger?
Just learn enlarge and reduce.
But if I make him big and then I cast enlarge, then he's even bigger.
Extra large creature.
You would need compatible bones to the ones he has now. You'd have to basically reconstruct a whole new skeleton.
Compatible bones sounds like a Will Wood song.
So like if I found a dead orc, I could do that?
A pretty big orc, maybe.
They won't just like knit the materials together in some sort of equivalent exchange.
Yip Yap just offers to donate his bones.
Honestly-
not understanding anything.
I'm gonna say no to that.
Correct.
Just
No, I wanted my large Batman.
My roast is ruined.
What if we went back to a certain...
Wait. No. I described this earlier to Dale. Because now that I'm just ahead,
Mhm.
am I now the green version of Skeletor?
We can paint
You're
his face yellow.
cooler than Skeletor.
Yeah,
I mean, new Skeletor is voiced by Mark Hamill. That's pretty cool.
that is true.
You're just a nerd, Steven.
Dang.
Dang.
Says the people who are playing D&D together, just putting that out there.
Right.
Emotional damage.
I was literally telling my friends because like the Amen podcast was talking to Avery and I, and he said, we're about to go. He said we were going to go live in about 30 minutes, and this was like at 9:10. I said I can't. I have to be an absolute nerd for about an hour and a half. He said, "Wow, you being a nerd outside of our group, who would have thought?"
You should have gone extra. You should have been like, I can't. I have to avenge my dead fictional wife
And an unborn child.
and unborn.
After spending time with them for about 1,000 years. I have
I'm-
unfinished business.
I'm just like, if Christ hadn't risen on the third day and John decided to kill the Caesar
War.
or to kill Pontius Pilate.
Ooh, bro, that would have been. Dude, somebody needs to make that. Make that the apocryphal gospel of John. John goes to war.
You know there's some fanfics out there.
The apocalypse of
Mel
God's
Gibson will fund this.
revenge.
Dude, we literally have official fan fiction where Judas becomes a vampire and starts hunting demons.
Now, when you
Really?
say official fan fiction, how do you mean that exactly?
Like Gnostic gospel fan fiction.
Nice. Okay, all right. I was like, when you say official, like, has the Vatican recognized this?
No, I mean like it's real. It's real and it's ancient.
It was not approved by the Vatican.
This was not approved by the church.
Don't let this go out, or else they're going to tell the church.
A kobold with one mission.
Moide.
So, we come back to it being close to midnight now, pretty late into the night, with this predicament.
Balgroth is just gonna go out and stare at the stars.
Hmm?
Balgroth is just gonna go into his room and stare at the stars.
Sick. As you go to look at the stars, you hear in the back of your head, man, I think this is going to be great.
Yeah, sure.
Yep,
You're the
stud.
one. Why do you think that this is going to be great? I have you in my head for the rest of my life.
Well, I think I'm a good conversationalist. Also, it's just cool. I mean, I've had weird voices in my head for a while, so it's kind of cool to be the voice in someone else's head.
Oh, God.
Yip is gonna pitter patter up behind you.
Tylorian, help me.
Yo, watch your six. There's something coming up.
He's just gonna try to climb up onto. Is he on like a balcony or?
There is a balcony he could be standing on.
I guess now since Gary is going to be my new spider sense, without even turning to look, he reaches back and grabbing Yip Yap. Yip Yap, what are you doing here?
Thought you could use company.
Fine, I already have one voice in my head. Won't hurt to have two. And he drops him.
Off the balcony.
Yeet!
His little like kawaii kobold ghost floats up and it's like, now I can be with you forever as a girl.
Oh, okay.
Yip crawls up onto a balcony and just kind of perches there.
And Balgroth slumps, crossing his arms.
I was really worried when that was traumatizing, honestly.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one who went through it.
But how did Yip Yap feel about it?
What did it feel like being boneless?
It's weird. I spent it felt like 1,000 years as a ghost. So I guess I'm sort of used to it now. But being in the land of the living again, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah. It took me a while to figure out the whole balance thing after I lost my tail.
And how'd you learn to walk again?
A lot of falling.
Trial and error without giving up. I see what you mean.
So where's Gary?
Gary is in here.
Oh.
He's in my head.
Oh. Can he like come out of your head now as like a little green hologram guy? What's a hologram?
A familiar? I don't think so.
Oh.
He closes his eyes, which is technically just his eyes blinking out,
Mm-hmm.
and then pops back. No, I don't think so.
That'd be cool. He could warn you about like crazy floating eyeballs hell bent on like exterminating the galaxy.
He looks slowly to just stare blankly at what Yip Yap is saying. I have
Or like
no
maybe
idea
he'll
what
go
he just said.
maybe go crazy in like 7 years and I don't know. I have really weird dreams sometimes.
Balgroth lowers his head, turns back to the stars, and pats Yip Yap's head.
Oh.
It's good to have you back.
Good to have you. I I kind of see you as like a dad, you know.
Is that so?
I mean, you know, it's a little complicated because my real dad never really paid much attention to me. I was kind of one of the younger ones, and so I guess it's more like how Kiriga always looked after me, took care of me. Told me not to let it get to my head when my brothers and my sisters and my sisters would pick on me.
Well, I still have business here. So, and my
You've
dad,
got me kicking his feet while this conversation is now going on.
my dad always said that I would grow to be a really good man and a great man, but I never really knew what that meant. I was dissuaded by both people, both humans and orcs. Didn't really felt like I belonged. And now, even worse, I feel like I don't even belong in the land of the living anymore. But I still have stuff here to do.
Yeah.
So, while I'm here, if I ever go, I'm going to make sure you're okay.
Thanks, Balgroth.
Hmm.
I'm sorry about all the times I was bothered.
Hey, you weren't. You were just being you.
Yeah. Takes out his dad.
And that's what makes you special. Don't ever lose that.
I'll try not. Fortunately, someone can't cut it off. Unlike my tail.
Mm.
You know,
Or your
you ever-
face.
Huh?
Or your face.
did I tell you about my face?
No, my face.
Oh! I mean, you know, Yip Yap pulls back his hood. And for the first time, you actually can see his yellow, almost bioluminescent eyes. And where his horns actually meet his head on the left side, there is a scar, a deep scar running from just right behind the nub that goes into his horn down almost over his eye.
What happened to you?
Same thing that happened to my tail.
Hmm. He touches it with the finger. Let this define you. Let this shape you. This is who you are. Not simply because of what happened to you, but because of what you do in light of it. A man is a sum of his memories and his actions. Make those actions count.
Okay. Hands of Vengeance?
The beads the beads in his skull rolls, but hands of vengeance.
Yeah! It's just like with Jacques.
And then he begins to stare into the sky.
In the back of your head, you hear "Hands of Vengeance." What's that? What does that mean?
Tylorian, help us. It's our group. Name?
Like a band?
No, not
I used
like
to know
a
this sick band of bards, dude. They had a great song.
band. Do
Okay,
you actually have bard magic?
I wasn't a bard. I said I knew a bard band.
Oh, fun. Please tell me more. I'm incredibly interested, he said sarcastically.
You're being rude to
Well,
this man you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
you find out that Cortez is a what's that called? Toilet paper in or whatever it's called.
He's a guy that puts the toilet paper inside the inside direction instead of the outside. He's a sociopath.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we call ourselves.
that's sick, dude.
I agree.
So, with that, it is very late at night. So you all can choose to go to sleep, choose to do whatever.
Do I even have the ability to sleep anymore?
You
Do I
feel
even need
very
sleep?
tired.
I do.
You feel tired. And
Okay.
like you get a feeling that you don't necessarily need sleep, but you would function better with rest.
You enjoy it.
Mhm.
Well, if he's already just sitting outside, he conks his head back and just starts snoring.
All right.
Well, now this is. Yep, shrugs and just like lays down and kind of wraps himself around the baluster like creatures that sleep on poles and just kind of or branches and just kind of falls asleep.
I would like to look through that book I've got and see if there's anything in there that talks at all. No, knowing what just happened, if I see anything that's like, oh, that was clearly where it was leading, or something like that. Or in light of this, I understand it better.
5-minute craft. Grab a buddy. Recite this incantation. Watch the show. Pay no attention to the hand trying to crawl out of the hole.
You going through the book again, you just see the same two warnings that you saw before. The one at the front of the book and the one written under the summoning circle illustration. But the bulk of the book is just how to do this thing. And you can presume from the ripped pieces of page still inside, that those ripped pages were the warning, basically.
All right. I'm going to go to the table of contents
Mm-hmm.
and write in like very big letters, don't do this. It requires a human sacrifice.
All right, you write into it. The book kind of like shivers in your hand, but then stills.
And now I'm going to bed. I've just accidentally killed and resurrected someone, so, you know.
All right. Balgroth, as you sleep, you don't really have any dreams, but your sleep isn't in complete darkness. You get these flashes at the very edges of your vision. These flashes of different colored lights, greens, yellows, purples, and you hear whispering. Not sinister whispering, but like conversations that are happening down the hall from where you are. And it doesn't interrupt your sleep. You still get a full rest. But as you wake up with the sun to your left, you can still remember the whispering and the silhouettes of light. Yip Yap, as you sleep, you're sleeping outside on the banister?
Yeah, he's just on the railing beside Balgroth.
Roll a perception.
Can Fossil also try?
Yes.
Yay. He's my saving grace. He's my saving grace.
He really is your saving grace.
I was half hoping that would be a 1, but so Fossil's head lifts up and looks out over the ocean, and then kind of presses one of his paws into the back of your neck to try and get you to wake up.
Trying to pull the covers over my head, I bring the hood back to where it normally rests.
In having stirred and being just slightly more aware, you hear a singing off into the distance. It's difficult for you to tell immediately if the song is being echoed across the water or if it's some sort of repetition in your head. But you hear a song that you can't make out the words to. A very soft, almost sort of playful tune that you don't necessarily feel drawn to. You don't have a need to go out to the source of the singing, but it makes you happy. It reminds you of, although they aren't the exact words, of course, but it, in essence, reminds you of the lullabies and the chants that your tribe would share. And it brings you peace with a bit of sadness.
Mom, I don't want to go to goblin hating school.
And Isaiah, your night is a little restless as you have nightmares of the horrendous atrocity you have brought into the world.
Inadvertently.
And as you wake, you got a full rest, but you still feel a bit tired as you wake up. And you hear a thumping against the glass that separates your room from the balcony.
Is it the octopus?
You have to look over.
All right, I look over.
You see the octopus, yes, has gotten out of his tank, and he's pushing himself up against the glass and like slapping his tentacles against it.
Ooh, I must return to the land.
Directly at a small group of flogants that have settled onto your balcony.
Sylvester, I don't think you want to play with those.
It just kind of gurgles and tries to press itself through the glass somehow.
Osmosis Joe.
Right. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Yip Yap's gonna. Is the sun in Yip Yap's on Yip Yap?
Yes, you can. After the singing you listened to, you sleep until you feel the warmth of the sun spanning up behind
It's
you.
gonna click then that wait, that wasn't my folks singing. I'm not in a cave. The sun's beating on me. And Yip Yap's gonna stir and kind of do cat-like stretches.
That fake sun.
Fake
Oh,
sun.
God, unnatural light.
Ah. Yip just kind of momentarily screams, remembering what happened last night.
And that wakes Balgroth up.
What's up, Yip Yap?
No, nothing. I was just testing my vocal projection.
I think you're lying to me.
No,
Ooh.
no, I wouldn't. Have I ever lied? I was expecting that to not work.
Balgroth, you hear Gary. Oh. Am I echoing?
A little bit.
Not to me. Sorry, I'll turn my volume down a little.
Okay. Well, Balgroth, you hear Gary in the back of your head. Just sort of, I don't know, I trust him.
Fine. All right. Lily, don't do that so loud. You'll ruin my sleep.
Okay, I think my thing got messed up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Balgroth then starts to wonder, okay, with this, how the heck am I going to go around with my face looking like this?
Hey man, maybe some people are accepting.
As one who is literally a man of two worlds and rejected by all of them, I doubt that.
I've seen some pretty weird folks. I never really turned a vile eye at them.
That's true, but I've been around places. And it's going to be even weirder. It's weird enough being a half orc. It's going to be even weirder being a half orc without an actual face.
Wear like a veil or a cool mask or something. You could say it's a mask. You can feel him smiling in the back of your head.
He sighs, but you do get a point. He reaches into his cloak and pulls out the dragon mask, the golden mask, and he stares at it.
Oh, that thing's cool, dude.
Ooh, you're looking at it.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say you don't look really cool, but it will probably raise a lot of suspicion if you just go around all like like that. Skull face. No.
Thinks about it, but then as he's literally staring at the mask, he begins to walk out of his room and into Isaiah's room.
Hello.
Yeah, he's he did this to him. He doesn't care about privacy anymore.
Ah,
Locks don't
Balgroth.
exist.
What do you want?
I'm thinking.
I'll take your word for it.
His eyes narrow, but then he focuses on the mask again. I can't go around looking without a face.
Why not?
He can't really do the whole thing the right way, but he just looks at him like, bruh, really?
It's. I'm sure there's plenty of weird looking people out there. You'll be fine.
I am a half orc with the head of a skull.
I mean,
Yip
most
Yip
people
gets
have
off the
skulls.
balcony.
We're at the docks. I'm sure the pirates will love it. Okay, well, what's your solution here?
And he shows him the mask.
I wonder if you'll get a dragon's face or a dragon's skull.
You hear Gary in the back of your head again. When they put that on me, I stayed a skull. It'll look like you have a cool dragon mask on, though.
Or we can paint.
Oh, yes, just wearing a mask could be helpful. You could just say it's your culture or something. Or that you're in recovery.
He looks at it as the sort of light glints off of the gold. I guess if I must still remain this way, this is how I'll live. And then he places the mask on his face.
As you do, Stephen, what were you saying about the balcony? You get off the balcony?
I was just trying to explain that Yip Yip got off and came inside.
All right. So both you and Isaiah see when he puts on the mask, the skull just becomes a dragon skull. It is still sort of embedded into the flesh of what is now the head of a golden dragon with its scales replacing the greenish skin that Balgroth had and a dragon's tail going out behind him.
Ooh.
So it's like golden dragon skeleton face or something like that.
The skull itself kind of glints a small bit, but it still looks like a skull.
Okay. And then just a golden tail at the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full dragonborn.
Oh, okay, cool. He goes to look in the mirror.
As you look in the mirror, for a second, you see what you look like with the skull dragon head and the dragon's born body. And then something shifts behind you in your reflection. And then there's another one. As they kind of, farther away, like across the room. But they are looking over your shoulder at you two. They don't have any faces. They're just made of a hazy shadow, but you can tell that they are looking at you.
He sorts of, without turning, sort of tries to focus on them.
It is difficult to focus on them completely. Your gaze still kind of falls back to your own face. But the more you look at yourself in the mirror, the closer they seem to get. They're not walking or moving necessarily. It seems like they're getting just so slowly, gradually closer.
As his eyes begin to focus, he just whispers, "Who or what are you?"
You hear Gary in the back of your head. Oh man, this is why I don't like looking in mirrors.
Marley and Marley, Avernus and Greed.
What do you see, Balgroth?
Two other people behind me.
Yeah, we're behind you.
No, not you two. You can't see them.
Invisible people.
Can we see them?
Isaiah, no, you don't see anything. Even looking into the mirror, you can't see what he is seeing.
Yip Yip, throw the dagger at the wall.
Does Cortez know what they are?
No,
Um,
I don't think so.
only Balgroth can hear Cortez now. And all Cortez has said that he doesn't like looking in mirrors because of this to Balgroth.
Oh.
I ask Cortez, can you see them?
Yeah, I've been seeing these guys, well, not just in mirrors, man, but like, I don't know. Something's up with my eyes, or lack of eyes. You remember how I said I could see when you guys die?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes I see the ghosts of people I have told the ends of. It varies to how many there are. It freaked me out.
Wait, no, Yip Yip can't hear that.
Balgroth, do we still have that cast iron handheld mirror?
I don't know. Did I have it or did you have it?
I think I have. I'm asking the DM, like, unless there's like any reason we wouldn't.
No, I think you guys would still have it.
All right, I want to show it to you and see what you see, because I feel like Cortez didn't want to look or something, or he didn't see anything weird.
Right.
But it showed all of us like in very bad straits. So what do you see here, Balgroth?
He looks into it.
So, Balgroth, as you look into it, you have not actually experienced this mirror before because that was the changeling when you guys found the mirror. So, Balgroth, as you look into it, not entirely sure what it does, you see the dragon's face, and slowly that starts to fade like a dying mirage as your face comes into view on the mirror. But it's translucent, almost, your skin. You can make out your facial features, but you can also make out the veins and vessels of blood beneath your skin. And behind you, through the translucent skin, you see a fire burning very harshly, agonizingly hot. You can almost feel it just looking into the mirror. And you see those shadow people in the flames with the smoke and soot. An incountable amount, but you know that there are many watching from the flames as your translucent skin becomes clearer and clearer until the sinew and the blood vessels and the eyeballs fall to the ground. And then you see just the regular reflection again with the skull dragon. And that's why I don't look in the mirrors, man.
Well, it looked like everything that just happened to me.
Interesting. Wait a minute. Yip Yap and I saw bad things in there.
Yeah,
No.
I don't remember what I saw in there.
I saw someone stepping on your head.
Ooh, some Golgotha action with Yip Yap.
Blood. I don't know.
Was this like stepping on your head like in a death way or a weird fetish kind of way?
Death. Like trying to drown him in a puddle.
Almost as bad. Interesting. Well, I suppose the fact that you've died, Balgroth, gives us interesting interactions with things and helps us get some data.
I suppose. We'll see what we could do, I guess.
Yes.
So, I guess this'll be a little bit more palatable for the rest of the world. How do we want to do what we said we
Well,
were
hold
going
on. Do we think that a golden dragon skull is going to be less ostentatious?
Isaiah and Balgroth, roll a history check. Yep. Yep, you can
Dragonborn.
roll a history check too.
Dragon. We could always get like this world's version of a Guy Fawkes mask for him.
Yeah. We can make him a cool, like, Teton mask or something.
History, did you say?
Yes.
History.
Yes, history.
Oh!
Yo, I don't remember nothing, fam.
Bruh.
I made it.
And Fossil can't help you because he's a construct and wouldn't know history. Balgroth and Isaiah, it's not something that's talked about very often, but there is something happening in Xanthan, where Yip Yap is from, Xanthan, where a lot of what you mostly believe to just be dragonborn types, like kobolds and the like, they're in some sort of battle and have been for a very long time, where it's not uncommon to see refugees coming into the docks and moving around. However, old tales of metallic dragons dying out long ago could raise some alarm with a golden scaled dragonborn.
I think this is the best thing since push daggers.
And given that, I think we should not do it. Balgroth, people may be strange about seeing a metallic dragon. Perhaps if we gave you a hood and a mask of some sort.
Oh, like a babushka.
A
non-magical. What is that one?
A
Yes,
non-magical mask, I suggest.
Exactly.
Do you have one?
Well, we could buy or construct one, I'm sure.
Then I guess we'll do that, because I'm not going out here without...
Balgroth, you look so cool. Are you kidding? You're jacked with a skull on top.
I know, and that'll be for my enemies, not for the people who don't need to be frightened.
All right. Let's see. Well, can you see through things? I throw like a blanket over his head.
Can I see through things?
Nope.
Nope.
Drat. All right. I don't think I have any spells that can conjure anything like that up. How about this? Let's go to a shop, and until then, I'll press to digitate a mask onto your face.
Yeah, you can only prestidigitate a hand-sized object.
I mean, yeah.
You're just gonna have a hand for a face.
No, a hand-sized,
Your mask
illusory image, yeah.
kind of forms over the muzzle of the dragon skull.
Oh, wait, take that off first.
You need to roll a strength check or a strength save.
Oh, I know. I can cast disguise. Wait, no. I can only cast that on myself. It's kind of in the name. Disguise self.
Does it 10 work?
I could teach you disguise self.
You tug on it, but you can't seem to quite move your claws beneath your skin to get at the base of the mask.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh, didn't we have trouble with this before?
Yeah, it's a magical mask. Doesn't want to get off. You ever see Jim Carrey? Anyway.
I will try to mage hand him to help.
All right, do another strength save with advantage this time.
Ayo!
There you
You're
go.
able to. You kind of dig, and for a second you feel like a pinch of pain where your nails are digging in, but you pull it off. The skin kind of stretching with it until your hands become normal again, and you're holding the golden mask.
Here we are. And then he puts it back into his armor, and then stays still for the prestidigitation.
What kind of mask should it be? A comedy or tragedy one?
It's going to be the Keton mask from Legend of Zelda.
Sick.
Lit.
Someone just gave one of those that they made to my little brother at Otakon last year.
Sick.
Or 2. It was pretty awesome.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
I would like a Deku child mask.
A Deku. You have to find yourself a Deku child first, and then do what needs to be done.
I don't. That. A lot
was
of
gonna say a
connotation there.
Dooku
I
child.
don't want.
So yeah. Balgroth has a mask now. How long does prestidigitation last?
An hour. So we have an hour to find a shop.
So we need to get moving.
Yeah, I can recast this thing. Like, it's not arduous.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
But people can see past magic sometimes.
Yip Yap uses prestidigitation to make his fake face smell like roses.
Beautiful. The smell of a bouquet fills the room.
Right.
All right. With that, we're actually going to end the session. So thank you guys for playing. I hope you had a fun time.
I'm a dead.
Oh, you're alive again.
I'm alive, but I'm dead.
Anyway. Thank you all for playing, and thank you all for watching if there's anyone watching. Bye!